I went to prom with my girlfriend at the time, and we were driving to prom together. We told each other we loved each other earlier in the day, and then when we were driving to prom, she decided that was the best opportunity for her to tell me that she was gay. And I just turned to her and I said, no. And we just, that's how you handle that. You just sweep it under the rug. And nobody will bring it up again. She kept going though. I was like, oh, the conversation's over. I feel like I had the definitive point there. And she goes, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to tell you. You're my best friend. I'm so sorry. I know this is a bad time. I was like, yeah, I'm wearing a suit. So, yeah. And then she's like, I kind of thought you knew though. I was like, no. Again, I asked you to prom. So, she's like, yeah, but one time you said I was hot like Ellen. I was like, yeah. And she's like, Ellen DeGeneres. I was like, yeah. And she goes, Ellen. I was like, okay. And she goes, Jake, Ellen's gay. I was like, this is the worst day of my life. I'm really bad. This is awful. Why did nobody tell me that when I was hanging a poster in my room? And then we kept driving. She kept trying to cheer me up, which was really sweet. She was like, hey, we don't have to go to prom. We can just get ice cream. Or I was like, no, I don't want to do that. She's like, what if we go just see a movie? I was like, no, let's just go to prom. We don't have to talk there. And then she was like, wait, you can still touch my tits if you want to. I was like, that's it. That's the one. I'll do that still. That's awesome. And then she said, let me text my girlfriend to make sure it's okay. I was like, so you're gay and you're cheating on me? Just to recap my prom? She's like, yep. I was like, all right, let's go. I found out that night that ex-girlfriend was dating one of my other ex-girlfriends. They met through me. I introduced them to each other. I was like, hey, this is my girlfriend. And the other one was like, we'll see. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna bury it. I found out that night, and I found a giant rock in the suburbs to cry on, which is almost impossible to do. They threw out all the rocks in like the 1990s. Just a bunch of grass, and then there's one big rock, and it says the city's name on it. This one said Chino Hills. I climbed to the top of that, and I just laid there and waited for my mom to pick me up. And she comes in a 1999 red PT Cruiser, which she still thinks is the coolest car in the entire world. I get in, I tell her the entire story, everything that happened. And to cheer me up, she just goes, you know, I was almost gay in college.
Oh my God.
I was like, how did you make this about you? I told you two people that I used to hook up with are now hooking up with each other, and you're like, you know, I don't like your dad so much. She's like, come on, man. You should tell them this, not me. I didn't know where the straight people are. And then it got really quiet, and I was like, Mom, why didn't you tell me about Ellen? She's like, I didn't think you were ready. I wasn't. I think if I wanted to, I could have one of the only logical and socially acceptable forms of homophobia. Because if anything makes you cry that much, you should be allowed to be scared of it, and people shouldn't be mad at you. You're just like, yeah, it's like, I don't hate it, it's just like the same thing as spiders for me, because anytime I tell a spider I love it, it lies to me. My two exes used to go on dates together, and they would call me from the dates and ask if I wanted to go along. And I would go, because I had nothing better to do. I was like, what time, what are we doing? And they're like, we're gonna climb trees together. And I was like, all right, I'll be there. And I'd show up, and they would actually climb trees together, and I couldn't climb trees. So I just had to sit at the bottom of the tree and look up and imagine what it was like to see them kiss, which is the saddest and most turned on I've ever been in my entire life. Until I realized being sad and turned on, that's just called adulthood. That's just the rest of your life forever. Sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're turned on, and sometimes you can't tell the difference. You're just having sex with some woman you don't know, and in the middle of it you think, I should have just called my dad today. We should have had a talk.